Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bumpkins in Space, or Bumpkin and Pals. I'm not sure what the editor settled on.
I like the second one. It sounds a lot more friendly.
Bumpkin and Pals. I thought that's what you said in the second episode.
Like it could be advertised on Hallmark.
Are we pals though? Sometimes
Rachel raises a good point. It's Bumpkin and Acquaintances.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway,
Those are roll off the tongue as well, but yeah, more accurate.
my name is SpaceBumpkin, joined today by my acquaintances.
Gator.
I pointed left, you idiot.
Well, they all got like 50 minutes of mic time. I didn't say anything. So I figured I might as well say something within the first minute.
We are off to a hearty start.
I am brain drizzle.
You
went the opposite way.
No! He's breaking rules. I'll break rules too.
You're not helping the stereotype.
I sure ain't.
Bad Vato's in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bad vato that says, I sure ain't. That's a bad vato. What?
The stereotype I fit so well.
Not to be confused with a bad gato.
Yeah.
And who the hell are you?
Okay, what's your name?
Handy little hand job panda. Hey, look, I was fine and content with handy dandy little panda, but you guys.
No, we didn't say do it.
We're not even a minute in. What the hell's going on?
I'm seeing all these spikes on the audio.
Go with the first one. It's family friendly on the not very family
suddenly
friendly past.
Hallmark retracted our contract. They are no longer able to advertise.
There was a sharp swipe left, like whoop. No, we're avoiding that.
We are about that extra part that he had, and it would sound even funnier. Okay, alright, so hey, Captain, bring us back to where we were.
Yeah,
Cracking
bring
open a
us
cold
back
one
to-
with the boys. Ayo!
Only
Alright.
two of us.
Clink.
So,
Oh.
I have a stomach ulcer, so I can't have any alcohol right now.
That's what Wimp said.
boo. I'll pour one out. So this
Can I
will be
clink
down
the
my
dice?
throat.
This is for all the boys on the inside.
The can't
So-
one.
I imagine not a lot of you folks listening are of the nerd variety, as all five of us here are.
What?
So I propose a question, a fun little what if for you. What if in Star Wars Episode 3, instead of being a cunt and killing Mace Windu, what if Anakin would have just stabbed the Emperor?
I had to count to make sure there were 5 of us for a second.
Hey, so question. Whenever Anakin
God, you suck.
whenever Anakin stabs Palpatine,
count
would
Gator.
Palpatine say, "Anakin, don't panic"? And as he gets stabbed,
Start cutting into like little morsels.
yeah.
Wouldn't we just get Pulp Fiction for the rest of the
Oh.
franchise?
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it?
Well, they're in space. Somehow they
He's
speak
just
English.
slapping the fuck. What was the species that the guy from Episode 1? The Jedi! Whatever.
Oh,
he-
yeah.
Oh,
He's like
Greedo.
just slapping like speaking. I am
it's
speaking
Watto.
in
No,
English.
Tredorian.
Yeah,
Trying to speak English.
Tractarian.
Nobody-
Yeah.
Tractarian or something like
Something
that.
like that, yeah.
Little elephant snout.
Yeah, that.
No, they won't.
You do that way too
Republic
well.
credits will work.
Can
No,
we
they
just
won't.
vote? What is
Does
his
he
name?
look like an
What is
elephant?
I'm both impressed and mortified how fast we went off the rails from my question.
Okay.
Well, I think we're still on the rails.
Let's do this again. Ask it again because I wasn't paying attention.
Now that we're not gonna say our
Twice.
stupid, now that we're not gonna say our stupid jokes, let's go ahead. What's the
make,
question?
make your own fan fiction of what would happen if Anakin didn't stab Mace Windu.
Will they get married and
So-
have beautiful
Yes, you
mocha
could-
children and
Yes,
go
you
on
go to
their
that
merry
type of
way?
fan
Oh,
fiction.
Academy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anakin and Mace Windu find their love for each other.
Well, Academy.
So the pairing would just
What
be
about
called,
Padme? She's already pregnant.
the pairing would just be called Mannequin.
Oh, that's perfect.
Ah.
No, Mexican.
Yeah,
George Lucas,
that's how they started. That's how it all starts.
Jorge Lucas.
you idiot. You had
Oh
such
my
a
God.
beautiful franchise opportunity in front of it.
The
And
Mannequin.
instead you made a classic space opera, you dumb fuck.
You could have had your own designer brand clothes.
In response to that, it's like you're calling him a dumb fuck, but he probably has more money than we'll ever see in our entire lifetime.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like in his change, like his change bucket in his house is like This is a room with like gold doubloons and shit.
He's just tossing it out the window. There, the peasants can.
All Scrooge McDuck style.
They're all just Republic credits.
Those will do fine on the stock market. No, they won't.
How can I bring that back?
Here becomes a financial advice. Never mind. I was about to say a really racist thing. I was about to say he's got the nose for it. But... No, that's not me. That was Andy Panda.
You can't pin this on
It just sounded a lot like Gator.
What's wrong with me?
I ask that question every day.
Wait, about him or by yourself?
Yes.
I'm gonna drink my cold one now.
Yeah.
So basically what I've gathered here is that if this had happened and your question had been coming to fruition, it would have the Empire would have become like a major banking like module in the Republic instead of like all, dictatorship.
Like the Emperor trying to give someone a house loan. Like, we're not really sure. This is in a really bad neighborhood. Do we really need to buy this house? Do it. Damn it! Okay. You bastard! That was my moment to say, "Do it."
the South Side.
Or oh man.
That was good.
Oh man.
All right. Okay. So what would happen? What would
Okay,
happen?
No orbit downhill. From
Right. So I was thinking, I'm thinking if Anakin were to do that, he'd be really confused about like what he believes and what he like feels, and so he'd be like, well,
about his sexuality?
No, about like having this
Yes,
his
but no.
loyalties to like, okay, well, I was following the Emperor and I screwed that up, and then I was following the Jedi, I super screwed that up. So I think he'd probably like leave the Jedi Order and just do his own thing, like probably with Padme, just like do their own like family.
So
Do their own thing over and over and over again.
So basically,
Implied, but
wow.
wait, space.
He's gonna put his space balls on her.
Ah.
So that begs the question. So there's been a lot of theories about the new Star Wars movie coming out, and how Luke is neither light nor dark, but he kind of sits in the middle now.
That's why
of
I
everything
brought it
that
up. That's why I
happened.
brought it
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
He's a Mexican.
Wow.
May we cut that, please?
At least my racism is like productive. It's like, hey, Jewish people are good with money. That's my racism. You just flat out said Mexican.
Yeah.
You're good at being brown. Oh man.
I'm gonna have to cut this whole
Yeah.
section.
Yeah,
I have to
why
go.
don't- why don't you
7
come down-
minutes in.
Why don't you come on down to the south side?
To the deep south.
instead of force push, it's like force wax or something like that for cleaning it.
Somebody walks up to
Oh.
the Emperor. Hey, Emperor, we have Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew. What do you want? Do it.
It's on Star Wars.
We've been on Star Wars
Let's
for
move on
8
to.
minutes.
Oh, instead of the lightsaber, it's like they shake up the Mountain Dew code red and out pops the red lightsaber.
Unlimited Pepsi.
I love the fact that y'all did it with y'all's hands too. Nobody can see.
And nobody can see.
It's heavily implied. We got a smart audience. They'll pick it up right there.
Boy.
I think we are our own audience, so
Yeah.
no, we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
If you don't come over to the Coke side, then perhaps she will.
All right. Anyone want to move this
I think
train wreck
Vader-
along?
You're the captain. You're controlling this.
You're the
train.
conductor
I have
of
a
this
topic.
train.
Okay.
You're driving this ship
So
right into the
if-
ground.
If we were Starship Enterprise, I'm the stylish and balding Captain Picard.
Bullshit.
No.
Balding.
Okay,
That works.
So I'm all Picard.
You're War.
I can totally be Worf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Worf. But I am still the captain. I murdered Picard. No.
No, Worf can never be captain. He's a scrub, dude.
I thought you were about to take it to a racist place by him being a Klingon. So I'm proud of you for
No,
not being
he's,
racist.
that guy
Did
sucks.
you know-
He gets shot down so much in that series, dude. It's like, what if we do? No. Oh.
What the hell just happened here? We went from Star Wars to Star Trek. Like that's
You
like talking
told me
about.
I was the captain.
That's like talking about Coke then Pepsi.
We did that too! Oh no! What have we done? We're trying.
only Pepsi.
Get curioso.
We're covering.
I can't wait.
We're covering all demographics in our podcast. We're all inclusive.
All the stars. As long as it
How
deals,
about
As long as it deals with space.
Because
I was really hoping that would break, but
What?
then I was also really hoping it wouldn't, so it wouldn't get all over the mic.
Right?
But there is actually a TV trope section called the Wharf Effect, and it deals with that very subject because he's basically used as a meter to say, hey, this guy's supposed to be strong, let's chump him out so many times to show that's the big threat that we're dealing with.
It's so strong that it makes the strong guy look like a pansy.
Yeah, basically. Like, the strong guy is just there to get, like, chumped out so that, hey, this guy's a big deal. He took out our strongest guy. So that's the Wharf Effect. You bring a super, like, strong, like, you know, either a gun or, like, some known, like, you know, super mutant in the series or something. You know, anything that could be construed as, hey, this guy's a big deal, but that guy just beat him up, so he's the bigger threat we gotta worry about.
I love the word chump. So
So
I took from that.
on the Starship Enterprise.
No, let's not talk about
No.
I had a different
there's a
topic
reason.
that wasn't space related.
But I'm the captain, damn it. I say he speaks.
What's
So-
happening?
Shut up.
There are buttons on the inside of rooms that control shit inside of that rooms, right?
Yes.
sir.
So why in the future that was made in like the 70s or 60s, I don't know Star Trek that well.
90s.
Why is it in the future somebody can have a light switch inside of a room, but whenever I have to go to the fucking bathroom, the light switch is on the outside? That's bullshit to me. That's a minor complaint, but it's absolutely aggravating to me.
Explain, Mr. Space.
You're the captain of this enterprise. So
How
let's see-
inefficient is that? You have the light switch on the
Explain,
outside
Mr.
of the
Space.
bathroom.
You know, when you build your own starship and you sell that to the lowest contract bidder, then you can fucking worry about it. But I'm not paying 100 extra Republic credits for your light switch on the inside because you're a little baby.
It would
Not
take
dealing
5
with it.
minutes.
Also, it's a fictional conversation. I'm not willing to put forth the fictional time to solve your problem.
At least
I had
with the
a
fictional
topic.
time, Mr. Space would show up on time and not 2 hours later.
Oh god, would I be a douchebag if I showed up 2 hours late?
Yes. Because then you could rewrite the story and just...
Pyro's like, oh, it's like we just put a bunch of arrows in there.
Ow.
You guys watch. Ooh.
Time's running out, guys.
Oh no.
You stepped into a hot zone.
Oh no, God.
But then you could, if it was a fictional story and you were 2 hours late, you could just Deadpool your way out of it and just say, hey, everyone else was 2 hours early and I'm on time.
You
I
do.
would say that, but no.
Man, I love how your brain works, Panda. That's something special, right
I had
there.
a different topic that wasn't
Or you
space
could,
related.
or you could be like, hey, I got stuck behind a train for an hour and a
Can I
half.
talk about it?
Just go for it.
Okay.
Just talk over
So-
us. If you really think you should talk over us.
Oh,
Just talk over us.
I
It better be
I do
good.
that anyway, so.
Yeah, no, just go ahead and talk over us.
Yeah, just talk over us.
Okay, let's-
So
talk
so
about it.
I was thinking about this. Like, okay, what are movies that everyone likes, but you yourself don't like? It's just kind of like I'll go first, so you guys give you guys time to think about it. But a lot of people really like the Avatar movie, not the Aang one that really sucked. That one sucked too.
No
But
one
I
likes
can't.
that.
I'm pretty like hard pressed to find anyone that actually liked it. But
You're talking about the James Cameron?
yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've seen it once, and like I saw it once, and I thought, okay, that was nice. It was really cool. But and people were like, oh, it's one of the best movies of all time, and it's really cool. And like I've seen it once. I feel like I never have to see it again.
Yeah.
Never. I feel like it's just something that's like, oh, it's an alright movie. I don't know why people give it so much. It's like it's a story that's already been used in different movies, so it's not anything new. It's just fancy new graphics and bells and whistles, and that's it.
It's all about the visual, not the actual like.
Yeah, like the
storytelling
actual story's kind of like,
elements
it's
and stuff
okay. Aliens in
that.
space.
Oh, my hair
It's a Pocahontas story.
My hair braids had
basically.
relations with
strip
those tree
clubs.
branches.
All visuals.
All visuals, no story. Like any strip club with pornography. All visuals,
No,
no
there's a story. It's just that story has been told about 85 times.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If my hair braid makes contact with that tree, do I get to be called Sack Daddy now?
Oh my gosh. Can you tell that story from work?
Oh god. Okay.
So I was,
I was
the
about-
question I had, so I guess it's just been thrown out.
I'm sorry.
I was about to say
Okay.
something
So
about
when it happens to me, whatever. When it happens to you, hey, my question.
okay.
I want answers. I want to know. That's why I asked. Okay.
So did I.
We answered. Took us 10 minutes, but we answered.
Yes.
I was just
Before
about to
recognized
say,
skater.
you're okay, we're about to talk about something from your work.
Okay.
Your pizza.
So
right?
yes.
Okay, I was about to say, like, having to do with the same story over and over again. I don't want to be Prince Charming. I want to be the pizza delivery guy. That's what I want to be.
Deliver
So,
that
go ahead.
Okay, so fast track to rewind on yesterday evening, where a person we both, a couple of us mutually know of, or at least have heard of, who all call as Cherry Slushes. I've spread her nickname around the place ever since she worked there day one.
I helped.
He did. Pyro did help me. He was a lot of help in that endeavor. And so basically, the other day I brought up one of those random questions in which I was like, so what if the guy your dad or your mom is dating, like, just get out of the picture, and I just happen to swoop in and be like, yo, and it works out. And so then I lord over her with my, now fatherly powers to be like, hey, call me Papa Shade Slayer. And so she's like, what the hell? What are you talking about? I was like, I don't know. I was bored and I made up that question. So fast forward to yesterday, because that was 2 days ago. And I had told Pyro, because he works at the same place as I do, the day before, and I was like, have a good day at school, son, because he's a delivery worker, right? And he's like, thanks, Dad. And so I did the same thing to her. I'm like, have a good day at school. And she's like, okay, Daddy. And I turned to her and I'm like, after what you just said to me about that yesterday, you come in here and call me Daddy. And she's like, I don't know what happened. It just came out. And I'm like,
It sure did, didn't it?
I think the best reaction was Gator having his eyes open.
I'm like,
They explode out of his face.
NBA style.
and when she initially said, okay, Daddy, my first thought was like, my first thought was the Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story when, Woody presses the laser like to mock him. He's like, hey, be careful with that. I was like, dude, somebody could have an adverse reaction to that.
Oh,
That's such
boy.
a great analogy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, but
Back to
like,
my movie question.
No,
I was really curious. Like, what movies did y'all think?
okay,
That one about the pizza guy who called his coworker Daddy.
Daddy.
A real love story.
Her coworker.
I can't think of one for myself, but as far as Avatar, I watched that a ton when I was younger. Like,
Yeah.
even though 3D wasn't good, I thought the idea, like the mech suits and the
Oh, yeah.
all that stuff was really cool. I thought it was a very cool movie.
What was
Visually,
that?
It's like a.
Like a cat in heat.
I
don't like movies.
No, snark, dude.
Have you heard the word of Jesus?
Daddy.
I hope that person doesn't listen to
Oh,
this
she's gonna
podcast.
listen to
Okay.
this
Oh,
podcast. I'll
jeez.
make sure of that.
She listened to the last one and she liked it.
Okay.
Oh, she's gonna listen to this one too.
All right.
Yeah.
What about y'all for movies?
Movies. Let's see.
Sausage.
It'd be easier to me to list something probably that I like. Most people don't
All right,
like.
sure,
So
go ahead, yeah.
let me file through the catalog in my brain. You guys go ahead and list your movies.
You go ahead.
I can't think of one.
For me, it's Gran Torino.
Ooh, like it's worse
I do
than,
like that.
than you.
I don't think it's as good as everyone says.
Yeah.
I think I think like Clint Eastwood, like his character is really awesome. Like the whole Vietnam backstory, like the ending is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the 2 hours leading up to it, I just can't care about.
Right.
It's kind of like Rogue One, where the whole movie you're like, and then the ending happens. You're like, yes, that movie's so worth it. Then you go back to rewatch. You're like, this movie. And then you get to the ending. You're like, oh, that was so worth it.
Yeah.
It's only an end payoff.
I
Kinda
saw
like
Rogue One like 5 times, and yeah, like the 4th and 5th time, I was like, yeah, I just want to get to the part where Darth Vader just, spoilers, when he just wrecks the half of the Rebel Alliance in one little room. But no, Gran Torino, like I really liked it, just the way that his personality, the way he like talks to people, but that's how he is. But that was really interesting. I liked it.
What about you, Gator?
The musical 1776.
Never heard of
It was a good musical when I was growing up, and I look back and I see some of the songs in it, and I'm like, they're not nearly as like the. I didn't like it for the music. I liked it for the historical context, but it just I listened back to some of the songs, and I was like, I didn't care for the songs back then, but listening to it now, I definitely kind of don't really care for the songs now.
That's how I feel about Space Jam. So before
Be careful. Be careful.
Okay.
Be careful.
Hey, if I make enemies.
3 people
Okay,
staring.
so
Yeah.
I don't care. I have to tell the truth. I have to let the world know. So a couple years ago, I saw Space Jam before I left for Mexico for 2 years, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the movies because I'm not gonna be able to for that time. So I sat down and watched Space Jam, and I was like, getting hyped because there was the music, there were the characters I know and love, and then like
It's Air Jordan.
and like I saw the entire thing and I thought, wow, this thing is a piece of crap.
It is not.
It sure is.
It's got Danny DeVito, losers, choke eyes. It's got Danny freaking DeVito. That man's star power saves everything.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Because look, there are bits in the movie where it's like, this is great, I like it. But for the most part, though, it is like it's horrible. Like the acting's kind of lame, and like there's this one part that like aggravates me to no end. Whenever Daffy and Bugs have to go into Michael's house because he left his clothes there. So they're getting attacked by his dog, and then they're like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?" And then like his kids come up there, it's like, "Don't worry, we know." Like the kids know the entire plot to the entire movie for some reason, and then they're like, "We'll get the dog for you, don't worry." And so then they get the clothes, and they get to like, "Oh yeah, everything's okay now." I was like, "What? How does that even work? They were in the room the entire time. How do they know the entire plot to the entire movie?" That's okay.
Because it's Looney Tunes.
And like,
Looney Tunes.
because look, like I'm glad like his family was in there. Like it's really.
Yes,
cool
I'm sure he's glad too because
but,
he loves his
but
family.
I just thought that was kind of like that was really shoehorned just to get him in there. And I didn't like that. So just moments like that was kind of like.
I like we're talking about Avatar and Gran Torino. You're taking down the plot of a fucking kids movie. Like the hero we all deserve.
They even talk about it at the end. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's Looney Tunes land.
Yeah, it's Looney Tunes land, and he like stretches him out. He's like, "You couldn't have told me that before." Like that's what. Yeah.
I know, like as a kid I enjoyed it, but like now I'm like this.
As a
is
kid,
awful.
you said you saw it for the first time 2 years ago. I thought.
No, I saw it when I was a kid. No, but I rewatched it because I was like, I will watch it. But
Don't disturb your
Rewind that and replay what Drizzle just said, and then we'll compare.
No, I saw it as a kid, but I rewatched it, to just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna watch movies so I can like before I leave. But I didn't like it. I really don't like it. It's a really bad movie.
Michael Jordan doesn't like you.
He doesn't know me.
Yeah, as being Mr. Space, I'm pretty upset with you right now.
Yeah.
Be upset.
That's like half of his.
I had to
jam.
like.
So-
I had to tell the truth, dude.
High five.
That was so dumb. So I think
Editor, can you do me a favor? You know the sound in Scrubs where Todd high fives anybody?
Yeah.
Every time in this podcast, whenever someone high fives, can you put that sound in?
no.
Oh.
Future me can, but I can't right now. But this will be the last thing, and then we gotta cut it. So I think one of my favorite movies that not a whole lot of people like, since you mentioned Space Jam, was Looney Tunes Back into Action.
Oh.
I really enjoy that movie just because it's so campy and dumb. But you alright?
Yeah, sorry.
Dude, that's a shitty roll.
I like the shape it made too. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. I'm sure you do too.
Wow, looks like the Atari logo.
Yeah, it sure does.
Be on the lookout for Bumpkin bits. But not a whole lot of people really like that movie, but I really enjoyed it.
I can't be. I like
Yeah,
it. I liked it.
Brendan Fraser did a great job in that movie, I think.
Yeah.
Especially at the end when he punches himself.
Yeah.
Hey, Brendan! What?
Yeah. My favorite part was like the part where like they're gonna like look for a car to like go to Vegas, and then they get their like the junker car, but then like the other guys they get in there, and then it's just like a giant space car. It's pretty rad.
Alright, well, rad. I had there's a movie that I'm afraid to watch again just because I don't want the nostalgia factor to go away. It's 8 Crazy Nights.
Okay.
I love that movie. Haven't seen it in like 4 years. I will never put it back on.
For fear.
Yeah, I don't want to like watch it back and realize how shitty he is. Speaking of realizing how shitty stuff is, this has been Bumpkin and Pals, and I hope you have a good night.
Bye.
Goodbye. Adios.
Bye.